Please make best super/sports cars to buy in 2021. Well, that's what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be going over GTA 5 Online's best sports cars, in my opinion, that you guys should buy in 2021. And I'll give you guys some small reasons why. But overall, these are just the vehicles I think that look the nicest or perform the best. And I think that all these vehicles are something that you might want to look into to buy if you have some extra income to spend on supercars. Of course, you guys know here we always try to make sure that we are investing in our businesses, making sure we have the right tools to make money first before buying luxury items like sports cars and yachts. But if you guys do have some extra money in 2021, these are the supercars that I would recommend you guys go ahead and pick up. Before we get any further in the video, I'm gonna please ask you guys to smash that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I make a lot of money making guides and things like that, as well as hit the notification bell if you guys want to get a notification for my videos so you guys can keep up to date on GTA 5 online updates and money making methods. So the first vehicle we'll be taking a look at is the Divito 8. This is probably one of my favorite sports cars in the game. It is very similar to the Devil 16 and it's just very interesting. So it's based on this real life car, very interesting hypercar, and as well as the headlights are kind of made after the Hyundai N2025 Vision Gran Turismo. Woohoo, kumbaya. But overall, it is a really nice car and it handles very well and is very, very quick. So something to consider is that this vehicle is very expensive at $1,795,000 at Legendary Motorsports, and it's very similar to the Proto 80 in the way it handles and the interior. But this is a very cool concept car that they added to the game. I'm kind of surprised that they added this because this vehicle isn't that popular as far as I know, and I just really do like this vehicle. This is seen to be one of the most fast vehicles in the game. Even when comparing to the Tesseract, it does compete with the Tesseract in certain courses. It's surpassing the X80 Proto and the Banshee 900R, which are very popular vehicles amongst the supercars. Although it is inferior to the Tesseract once fully upgraded and the Pariah once fully upgraded, it clearly is a super good vehicle that you guys can own. One of the things it does have going for it is that it has its engine in the rear, and when it crashes, it can take a lot of hits before it takes too much damage to the engine. So the engine doesn't fail too often on this vehicle. So if you're one of those people that crash a lot like me, this vehicle will definitely be something you might want to pick up. The next vehicle that I would recommend in 2021 for a supercar is the X80 Proto. Now I know that this isn't one of the fastest vehicles anymore and it is a little bit older, and I also know it has a hefty price tag at $2.7 million. But I can't help it, the shape of this vehicle is so unique and interesting. I really do love this vehicle. It has its inspiration from the Ferrari FXX-K, and the LEDs and stuff, they all have something to do with other cars, of course, but the main concept is from like the Ferrari F80 concept car. It really does come from the Ferrari family, with a lot of the same looks coming from different Ferrari concept cars. I really do like this vehicle. Again, this isn't one of the fastest vehicles in the game, but it's still a very fast vehicle and it just looks pristine. That's pretty much the only reason why I love this car. It handles well, it drives well, but it looks really nice, very unique. And one of the things I like about this vehicle is the back spoiler, the little fins that go like up and down. I really think that's neat, the way it keeps the car on the ground and helps it turn or whatever. I really think that's awesome. And I believe a lot of people will get their money's worth of enjoyment if you are one of those people that enjoy these hyper concept cars. And this list would not be complete without the Tesseract. Now the Tesseract is very interesting concept car, hypercar, 2-person capacity, coming in at $2.8 million or $2,825,000. This vehicle is super expensive and was released in 2018, so it feels like this vehicle's super fresh, but it's actually quite old when you look at the duration in the last few years. But of course, when you're looking at the lifespan of the game, this vehicle is quite new, and it is fully electric, making it very quiet and unique to other vehicles. And it has one of the titles of being the fastest car in the game. It is one of the fastest cars in the game, hands down, and not many vehicles can compete with it. Or the interesting feature about this is the front view of the vehicle. It has that big windshield just big glass windshield, and it has the wing type doors. I really like this vehicle because it's electric. I am a fan of electric vehicles. I'm not a big motor car type guy, and I really like the idea of technology being integrated with cars so we can, you know, sustain the environment and all that. And as well, it's just really interesting to see what people are coming out with. For example, Tesla. I really do like electric vehicles, and when they came out with this vehicle, I was instantly in love and had to pick it up right away. I've had this vehicle pretty much since day of release, and I highly recommend it to anyone that is interested in electric vehicles as well. The one thing I do dislike about this vehicle is that the acceleration isn't as fast as you would expect from an electric vehicle. The acceleration more mocks a motorized vehicle that is driven by like a gas engine or something like that. It doesn't accelerate the same as an electric vehicle generally does, but the top speed is in pristine condition, having one of the highest top speeds in the game overall. Again, just can't recommend this vehicle enough to you guys if you guys are trying to pick up a car for 2021. Then we have the Grotty Vissone. The Vissone has been in the game for a long time, and I love this vehicle. It came out with the Smuggler's Run update, which is a very old update, and costs $2,250,000. Again, a two-seater concept hypercar, very similar to another Ferrari vehicle, and with some elements of the McLaren P1. Very interesting vehicle. Love the vehicle. Again, it has that nice long windshield, similar to the Tesseract, obviously not as long and running as long, but it's very nice. Honestly, I don't really care about the car's engine and all that stuff, to be honest. I'm more of a looks guy. If the look is there, I'm cool with it. I don't need it to go that fast, because in real life you can't drive it as fast as you can in GTA, but again, we're in GTA, so performance is a factor, and this vehicle does not lack on performance. This vehicle is still one of the fastest vehicles in the game, no question about it. One of my favorite parts of this vehicle is the rear bumper. The rear of this vehicle just is so nice. All the little edges and the way everything flows smoothly. The lines of this vehicle just flow properly, and it shows in the vehicle's creation. It just looks super sleek and super clean, even with it being such an old vehicle. To this day, still is one of my favorite vehicles for a sports car in 2021. And this will probably be my #1 vehicle for you guys to pick up in 2021, and that is the Grotty Italy RSX. I love this vehicle. If you guys have only one vehicle to pick up in 2021, this would be the vehicle I would pick up. I know it's not as fast as some of the other cars. I know it's not as nice looking as some of the other cars in your opinion, but to me, just something about this car stands out, especially with the black and red layout. Yes, I'm a little old school. I still use black and red white layout, but the price tag on this is very heavy. If you don't have the trade price, you're looking at $3,465,000, which is just a ridiculous price tag. If you do get the trade price, you're looking at $2,598,750, which again is still a hefty price tag. But this car, I just love this car. It is based off the Ferrari SF90 with some similarities to the F8. Overall, just a very nice, sleek vehicle. It's very like gothy or gaudy too. It's very like dark looking, but still sleek and light and airy. I really love this vehicle, and it's still a fast vehicle. It's not like the fastest in the game or anything like that, but it's just super nice looking. Again, it's a civilian car, not a hypercar. It's a sports car, so it's not at that top tier, and it can again be bought at the Legendary Motorsports. All the vehicles are available at Legendary Motorsports. I have not regretted my purchase with the RSX. It was definitely worth the investment. It's one of my favorite cars to drive around. Anytime I do a car meet, it's probably the first car I gravitate to. It's just a very nice car, and even though it's not a hypercar, it is one of the most expensive cars in the game, and it's again just one of my favorite cars, hands down. I recommend you guys pick this up for 2021. I know these cars are really expensive, so I decided to give you guys my budget options, and the first budget option I have is the Turismo R. The Turismo R is one of my favorite cars. It's now included with the Criminal Enterprise pack, so that's really nice for new players that they have this nice sports car. I believe this car is now added with the Criminal Enterprise pack, so that's really nice for new players that bought that version of GTA 5 Online. So again, the Turismo R is a very nice vehicle. The curves of the vehicle are nice. It's actually pretty fast considering these cars aren't that big of a difference in speed. Like honestly, by the time you take turns and have to stop for vehicles and etc., you're not going to notice that big of a difference. So for a budget option, this vehicle is really nice. So this was one of my first supercars I purchased. I think this might be my second or maybe third supercar I purchased. And again, just a really nice vehicle. The interior is a little bit older, of course, but the outside of the car still looks nice still to this day, as it is inspired by the Ferrari, and the hood of it's really close in resemblance. I think a lot of new players like this vehicle because of the hood. It's very unique when comparing to other vehicles at this price point of $500,000. So last but not least, for our ultra budget option, we have the Vaca for 2021. The Vaca is an old vehicle. I think it came out with the original release of the game, and I honestly love this vehicle. You can buy this vehicle for $240,000, and this was definitely my first supercar I bought. It is a very fast car when you're first starting out the game. Obviously now with all the new cars coming out, it's not that great compared to them, but again, if you were just beginning back in the day, this was my first supercar. So I do remember buying this. I remember putting it all together, and I remember getting the blue with the diamonds and all that, and I've left it the same since. And I just really love this vehicle because again, it's my first supercar I ever bought. And I just recommend this vehicle for the people that are on a budget, that don't have a lot of money to be wasting right now. Obviously, if you don't have a lot of money to be wasting, we always recommend you invest in your businesses. But if you are going to buy a supercar, this is one I would consider, as it is an OG vehicle representing a Lamborghini. Very similar to Lamborghini. And I've always liked Lamborghini since I was a little kid. So definitely something you guys might want to pick up for our affordable option for a supercar. If you plan on buying a supercar, let me know what supercar you guys think you'll purchase. If it's on this list, let me know, and let me know how you like my suggestions. If you have any of your own suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.